Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before we dive into today's episode, which is breaking down Whitney Rose claiming she deeply regrets reaching out to Monica Garcia. Now, we haven't yet seen this fight or conflict go down on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but we know that it's coming. The girls are in Puerto Vallarta. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, whatever, it's okay. Give me grace. So the girls are on their group trip with Lisa Barlow, and it's coming. We know that this is going to be a big reveal. We know it's going to be the cause of a big fight. So it's coming, and it seems like Whitney is trying to get ahead of that before we see it on the show. So let's dive into what Angie has to say, where Mary Cosby comes into the situation, and we're going to break it all down. And then I want to know your thoughts. Do you think it's the ultimate betrayal for Whitney to then go to Monica to get dirt on the other girls? Or do you think, no, it's okay, Whitney, it's fine for her to go to Monica to get dirt on the other girls? Don't forget Monica Garcia and Adam from Up and Adam, which is the podcaster YouTuber that Whitney claimed told her that Lisa Barlow was behind the Alibaba jewelry rumors, has a podcast with Monica. So Monica Garcia and Adam from Up and Adam are friends and business partners as they have a podcast together. So keep all of that in mind, considering everything that's gone down. So before we dive into the episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It's a fun and easy way to support the show, and I would really appreciate it. So with that, let's go. So this is according to Reality Tea. It says the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Angie believes Whitney Rose deeply regrets contacting former co-star Monica Garcia. When Whitney shared that with Mary and I knew immediately that it was a mistake, Angie shared. I knew it would backfire on her, and it did. It took her back down to the bottom. Now she's dealing with a lot of toxicity and a lot of negative press around it. I think she deeply regrets it, but it's again a life lesson, Angie continued. I think she learned a lesson. She'll never do that again. Now, to me, Angie and Whitney are fake, 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 fake. I think Angie's coming out saying, oh, Whitney deeply regrets it because Angie and Whitney are in cahoots. To me, they are the bitter Betty sisters. They're bitter about their lives. They're bitter about everything. They're super jealous of Lisa Barlow. They're super jealous. I don't think they're jealous of Meredith. I think they're pissed that Meredith did not turn on Lisa the way they wanted them to, the way they wanted her to. Remember, they were bonding with Bronwyn when Bronwyn turned on Lisa Barlow. It was all happy families. But then the moment Angie and Lisa got back good, and Whitney and Heather got back good. And then Bronwyn was pissed because she was like, well, Whitney, you've been dogging out Bronwyn this entire, or Bronwyn was like, Whitney, you've been dogging out Heather this entire time, and now you're back friends with her. Angie, you've been dogging out Lisa this entire time, and now you're back friends with her, and now I'm on the outs. And so then Angie and Whitney turned on Bronwyn on a dime when she was telling everybody about how much crap they were talking about Lisa and Heather behind their backs. So Angie and Whitney are nobody's friends. They're jealous, bitter Bettys. I said what I said, and that's how I feel. So I want to know what you guys think, though. Put it down below. Do you like Angie? Do you like Whitney? Do you believe them? Like, what are your thoughts on that? So to me, this is a lot of damage control. Okay. In the trailer for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City mid-season finale, Whitney confessed that she had reached out to Monica. To most of the cast, Monica's name is not to be mentioned because of her secret involvement with the reality Von Tease account. The Instagram gossip account was dedicated to discussing the cast members. Angie doesn't understand why Whitney would even contact Monica in the first place. I don't know why Whitney would reach out to someone that has zero credibility, she wondered, but I love Whitney. Exactly. So you're backing your friend, you're not holding her accountable, you're making excuses for her because you're just as dirty as she is. You went back and told her everything Lisa said. You were slut shaming Brittany. Everybody thinks you're, high body count hair. This is, such a slay and a read. I quite frankly think it's very disgusting and rude. But that's just me. Because again, I don't trust Angie. I don't trust her husband. They gaslight people. I think that they're very sneaky and very conniving. And I think that unless you are on their side going against people they don't like, they're going to bash you. But if you're on their side, like Whitney or Angie, then you can do whatever you want and they'll make excuses. I think that Angie is also trying to distance herself. Like, well, I don't know why Whitney would do that. when I think Angie probably knew that Whitney was going to do that. I don't think that they're basically the only people on their own island. Nobody really messes with Whitney and Angie like that. Heather pretends to like Whitney, but I think she knows exactly who Whitney is. She doesn't really mess with Angie like that. Lisa Barlow doesn't like Whitney. I think she's keeping Angie at arm's length because she's tired of fighting with her. Meredith doesn't like them either. So they're kind of on their own island. And I think it's very telling and ironic that the reunion seating, Angie and Whitney are so close, but um Angie is sitting next to Andy Cohen, and Whitney's literally on the entire opposite side. She's sitting dead last, even after Bronwyn, who's the newbie after Mary, who Mary did have a really great season, but I guess it's because she finally decided to clock in. So it's interesting that these two have, in my opinion, they've both been equally backstabbers and conniving and liars and doing the absolute most in pot stirs, but one sitting next to Andy and one sitting at the other end. That I think that's very telling. So I think it's clear that Angie is still trying to have Whitney's back because they're in cahoots, but she's also trying to distance herself from her because she knows that Whitney is on a sinking ship. Angie and Mary were attending a promotion event on November 19th for Van Leeuwen's limited edition inspired ice cream called the SL Scoop. If you're going to reach out to someone, do it because you're reaching out for their benefit, Mary added. Do it because you're caring about how they're doing and you're really interested in their well being. Don't reach out for spite or to find some personal gain. That was my only thing about it. For me, you don't do that, but it's Whitney. Now, at least Mary is keeping it all the way funky and real. She's basically like, yeah, you're reaching out to Monica Garcia because you're trying to get dirt on people and you're trying to do dirty. You're not reaching out to Monica because you actually care about how Monica is doing. Now, me personally, if I was them, I wouldn't care about how Monica is doing. You don't create an entire, quote, anonymous troll account spewing lies and gossip and trying to expose people under a fake name and then get on a show with them and act like it's not you. Like, it's one thing if Monica was like, oh, this is my YouTube channel, this is my social media channel. I'm Monica Garcia and I cover the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is what's going on. And then they casted her as truly herself. That would be fine. You want to be a podcaster, YouTuber, do it. It's no problem. Everybody's doing it. But my issue is don't do it under a fake name, under a troll account, and then act like it's not you. Like, that's the deception. That's the weirdness. That's the betrayal. That's what makes it crazy. And then how far Monica went with all of it. Stealing security footage, stealing audio, photos, doing drive-bys, infiltrating their families. Like, that is what took it to the next level. Like, that's absolutely bonkers crazy. Anyway, Mary also admitted that she still has occasional contact with Monica. She'll text me now and then, and she follows me, Mary continued. Yeah, because Monica knows not to mess with you. Monica messed with people who she thought she could mess with. Monica was no way going to mess with Mary because Mary would read her for filth, snatch all the edges, and leave no crumbs. And Monica doesn't want that type of smoke. She also wants to be able to kind of keep a foot in with the group as much as she can. And it's not going to come from Heather. It's not going to come from Lisa. It's not going to come from Meredith. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it did come from Angie. Obviously coming from Whitney, and she stays in touch with Mary, so it is what it is. But I want to know what you guys think about this. I'm looking forward to seeing this whole thing blow up in Whitney's face about her reaching out to Monica, trying to get the scoop on the other girls and the dirt and how they all respond and react to that. And I'm also wondering how genuine is Heather and Whitney's, quote, cousinship and friendship for Whitney to do that, knowing what Monica did to Heather. So I want to know what you guys think about this. And what do you think about Angie sitting next to Andy Cohen at the reunion? I think to me, Angie is overrated. I don't like her. I think she's fake and phony and weird. She did the absolute most, but for me, the majority of what she didn't land. I don't know, but I want to know what you guys think and put it down below. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share.